Rivet crew, it's Saturday. I have a workout for you today consisting of some rowing and some deadlifts. The RX version today is a row for time, right? The fellows are doing 2,500 meters today, the ladies are doing 1,800 meters. But to spice that row up a little bit, you're going to do 5 deadlifts every minute on the minute while you're doing that row. And the deadlifts do start at 3, 2, 1, go, so the beginning of every single minute. So the workout starts 3, 2, 1, go. Do your 5 deadlifts, hop on the rower, and get rowing. In the beginning of the next minute, hop off the rower, do your 5 deadlifts, get back to the rower. Of course, you're not going to reset the counter on your rower, of course, because you're going to accumulate as you go. You're going to try to get through your deadlifts relatively quickly, get right back to the rower. Harder you row, faster you go, shorter the workout is. Workout's probably going to take anywhere from 14 to maybe 20 minutes or so today, depending on your capacity on the rower. But again, row for time, 5 deadlifts every minute on the minute until you're done. Fire breather version today, slightly different setup for you. 10 rounds for time. You're also rowing, so fellas are doing 300 meters, ladies are doing 200 meter rows, and then you're doing 5 deadlifts at a slightly heavier weight, as you can see, 275, 195 on that. So that's just row, deadlift, a slightly different setup there, 10 rounds for time of that. For the RX workout today, the row and then the deadlifts on the minute, we're looking to do unbroken deadlifts. So the weight you choose, you should be able to grab that bar and do an unbroken set of 5 every single time throughout, without a doubt, right? So pick a weight that you know you can do that with. You can't be breaking them up. You're definitely not doing singles today. Unbroken sets of 5 every single time. That's important. Other quick thing would be fast transitions. You need to be able to get from your barbell onto your rower, get rowing right away, get off the rower, get on the barbell. So set yourself up for very fast transitions. I'll talk more about the rower in just a second. And then, of course, consistency across the rounds that we're doing. So ideally, we are doing the 5 deadlifts unbroken, as I said. We're taking about the same amount of time to do them. So watch yourself on round 1. If it takes you 20 seconds to do your 5 deadlifts, it should always take you 20 seconds to do your 5 deadlifts. Try to stick to that. If on that round 1 you get 200 meters on the rower, try to get 200 meters on the rower every single time, every minute as you go through the workout. Try to find a pace and stick to that pace as you go through. It doesn't have to be exact, of course, but right around that same pace. And then we have, transition times. Let's talk about that. Obviously, you want your barbell and your dumbbell set up very close to one another. So you'll be able to step off your rower, get right to your dumbbell, do your deadlifts, get right back onto your rower. The rower, of course, let's talk about those straps. Something that's really going to slow people down is if they're messing with their straps during the workout. Don't mess with your straps. Prior to the workout, when you're warming up, get those straps adjusted so that you don't have to touch them. The way you do this is you get in, you cinch your feet down like you normally would. Then, a couple fingers or so, if you should just kind of loosen up those straps enough to be able to easily slip a couple fingers inside. And this way, you should be able to, when you're done rowing, you can just kick your feet out, get right onto the dumbbell. And then coming back, you should be able to easily slip your feet right in. Again, important thing is not messing with the straps. So loosen them up a little bit, don't mess with them during the workout. And then getting started on the rower. So what happens when you get on the rower at first is you're breaking the inertia of the wheel, right? You've got a wheel that's not moving, you have to keep it moving. A good way to not expend and waste a bunch of energy rather than just hopping on and going right into your rowing is to actually do what they call a racing start on the rower, which is basically a quarter stroke, a half stroke, and then transition to your full strokes. So get on the rower, right? Grab your handle, do a quarter stroke, pushing with the legs, half stroke, pushing with the legs, and then finally into that row. Do a few strong, quick strokes, and then settle in the rest of the minutes at a nice, steady pace. That racing start, the stroke, quarter stroke, half stroke, full stroke, breaks the inertia. You don't waste a lot of energy just getting the wheel moving. Once the wheel is moving, that's when you're into your full strokes. All right, and then 2 physical cues for you today, because I'd like to give you something to think about what you're doing with your body. Neutral spine, heels down. The deadlift and the row are very similar movements. All revolve around kind of the hip hinge and pushing with the legs. So remember, I know I've said this countless times before, when you're rowing, those heels should really never ever lift off the plate here. You should be driving those heels down as you go into your drive. And even during the recovery, those heels should stay flat. And we should really never go past the point where those heels lift. If your heels are lifted and you're way up here somewhere, your back is rounded, terrible position. Heels flat, shins vertical, and then that neutral spine I was talking about. And obviously same thing with the deadlifts, heels down. And that back, yeah, let's watch that back. Neutral spine, looking for a straight line from your tailbone to the top of the head. When you're rowing, you should maintain that same thing. And just like a deadlift, right? Nice flat back as you're doing your deadlift. Same movement pattern. Be aware of that. All right. I think that's all I got for you today. Have a good Saturday workout. Talk to you again on Monday.